You join us once more as we step over the threshold that leads us down the path of the Groan Zone for the 133rd time. Well, we should be synced up again with the games. With that in mind, your games are Give Me the Question, Don't Quote Me on That, Talking Nonsense, and Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. Yup, 4 games a week, 1 constant game, 3 alternatively changing. Our content list is back to normal? Maybe? Depending what we have found as we write this week's episode. Kudos to Admin Nicole and myself for finding what we did. And not forgetting, the audience groan is back. Kelly H from Monkseaton sent this week's groan via Facebook Messenger, but that'll come later because of course I must groan first. Changes or updates. It really annoys me when a system or app updates and it totally changes the look or layout or both or even impacts how systems run. You end up not knowing where things are or wish you could just switch back to a previous version. It's even worse when the updates haven't been tested and you end up with lots of glitches, much like Skype being shut down by Microsoft in place of Teams. A change like this is god awful, as Teams to me has always been inferior and it's not fit for purpose. Making food spicier. I understand a lot of you out there in Groanland like food with a kick or a bit of heat to it. Why do companies like Greg's do this to their chicken goujons? Just have normal and have spicy. Now when I eat them it feels horrible as I get that heat all over my mouth. A nice snack ruined over time. Not everyone likes heat or spice. This is not a kick in the nuts to those that like heat or spicy stuff. I just don't like it. The loss of high street shops. We're at that point now in life where soon you won't be able to go to a physical shop and actually try on or get a feel for any item you're willing to buy. Instead of being able to pay for it then and there, you'll have to wait for it to get to your door. We need to start getting into our high street shops more. Sometimes online items have a higher price too. If we don't get into these shops, they'll start closing down. It's like everyone's sitting at home and streaming. Eventually cinemas won't be a thing and they'll shut down too. And we won't just go out anywhere, there'll be nothing left to do. Anyway, that's over and out for my groans until next week. As stated, we do have an audience groan this week, but that'll come later in the show. Game time groaners now with Talking Nonsense. Round 1. I am something that can stop cars on roads. Your nonsense is Skelgefash. Pause here, have a think groaners, answer, then unpause. Round 2. You can call someone this when they're at the top of their game in a sport. Your nonsense is Neimash. Pause here groaners. Again, have a little think, answer, then unpause. Round 3. A starship and states in the USA can have these. Your nonsense is Zeush. Pause here groaners. Have a little think, answer, then unpause. The gibberish will be ungibbered to see who scored points later in the show with the game answers. Got a hell of a situation for you now with What the? This craziness happened in India where an 82-year-old pensioner called Shivdayal Sharma died. However, what led up to his death is insane. He was peeing on a railway line after being caught short. That's the most innocent part of the story. Further up the line, a cow got hit by a train. Sharma was killed by parts of the cow that impacted him after they were flung 100 feet into the air by the train. Just how in the hell does this happen? But at the same time, better safety applications should be in place to protect humans and livestock. May he rest in peace. But this story practically defines a what the indeed. Making more sense of things now, in a creepy way, we have Admin Nicole's Creepy Corner. Your story for episode 133 is called Way Back When. A very long time ago, far before the Great War, a time before humans took over rule, back when the ancient gods ruled the land. The Greek gods were loved, worshipped, they were in charge. It was a somewhat peaceful time, despite all that went wrong, all that was fought for. The humans would rarely know anyway. The gods kept them safe. The only problem with being immortal though, is that everyone who isn't will move ahead without you. Time only stops for the immortal gods, but not for the humans who lived among them. Sometime after Kronos supposedly fell, the world began to shift. A god of time, he still had a duty to watch over the humans, yet now he was no longer allowed to interfere in their lives. As the times moved on, the gods were forced to adapt. This was where it all went wrong. Years turned into decades, and the ancient gods began to struggle with the roles once entrusted to them. Somehow, they were not only being made unnecessary, but also dying in a way. As civilization grew, so too did the reliance on machines and concrete towers. No longer the small villages and towns that once kept each and every community close. Now towering buildings cramming humans into them and packed streets full of all manner of vehicles slowly destroying the air they breathed. Some of the ancient gods were forced into hiding, their powers now useless to the humans that once served them. Others, with nothing else to do, chose to blend into the human lives and try to live out some semblance of normal for the first time in a long time. Poseidon was the first to truly fall though. The oceans he once protected slowly saw the sea creatures die. The waters became infested with plastics and oil, and it took Poseidon all he could, but it was an endless battle. Being immortal didn't mean they could fight forever. Poseidon made a bold sacrifice to leave the oceans to the mortals' hands. Instead, he took a small part of the ocean and used his very life force to curse the waters. Storms cast overhead to turn anyone around, a seemingly invisible barrier stopping anyone from entering or leaving. Over time, this area became known to the humans as the Bermuda Triangle. At the bottom rests Poseidon in his endless slumber. Some might even call it a sleep like death, one he will never wake up from, but at least in that one tiny sliver of the ocean, the creatures there would be safe. Yet there were gods whose role in the world would never change, no matter how much humanity would advance. Hades for one, as death is not a choice. It will come for everyone eventually. Hades had to learn to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing world. Persephone even, her power over spring, would never be stopped. Yet it was such gods like them that caused other such beings to begin being fueled with nothing but rage. Hades and Persephone loved each other deeply, and they would always be needed in the world. Yet for the Fates it wasn't the same. As humanity evolved, they were made useless. The humans began to see them as nothing more than glorified fortune tellers. Their prophecies were no longer believed. They had begun to be useless to the world now, and that just wasn't right to them. They hated Hades more than anything for being needed. Something that could never be discarded, that's what led to their plan. There was no way of truly knowing how everything went down in the world before this one, but in this world, the Fates did the unthinkable. Deciding to do anything to show Hades' true torment, they adapted their ways and brewed an unthinkable potion before tricking poor Persephone into drinking it. Something she would never question, as the Fates were dear friends of hers. Trapped in a coma for 3 long months, when she woke, it sent out a shockwave that affected all gods that remained. Her memories wiped from everyone's mind, including hers. Well, everyone but Hades anyway. The love they had, that was once so strong, was now nothing more than an unending pain for Hades. He demanded answers from the Fates when he realized no one else recognized Persephone, as he watched them try to help guide her to use her powers well, as if it wasn't even possible for a new god to be born when one hadn't in so long. The Fates swore vengeance on Hades, even showing him glimpses of other worlds. Little did he know, it was the world before this one, tricking Vega into taking a love potion so that Hades would feel betrayed that his brother took the one he loved. If only Hades knew what he knew now. It was a good thing he never gave in to rage himself back then, instead choosing to believe in truth. Yet the Fates weren't satisfied with just taking Persephone away. They wanted him to suffer for eternity. Hades kept his distance from Persephone. She would never remember her love for him, and if he ever tried to help her remember, the Fates would no doubt destroy it over and over until he finally broke. Instead, Hades would watch over her from a distance, protecting her while never getting close to her. Hades eventually changed his name to Grim, matching what the humans began to call him, changing his look to match. He found peace among the world at last. Persephone was never seen for some time. Her lost memories fought so hard to return that the fates destroyed her form and made her little more than a whisper on the wind. Still in charge of spring, the humans began to know her as Mother Nature. The fates had gone quiet, disappeared somewhere. He was alone at last, free from them, yet even after the Great War started, the fates had returned. Now, with a way to end life of a human before their hourglass runs out. Grim was now starting to worry that maybe even the Great War was their doing. Maybe everything had played out exactly as they wanted it to. Toying with the already corrupt minds of humans, all for the name of revenge. He had to wonder where it would all end. Since it's all going to culminate in a hell of a finale, when you're ready, Nicole. Grim teaches us here that sometimes you should leave things alone. That's the fates anyway. I hope Grim gets revenge. Well written, Nicole. Nicole will return later in the show with a brain teaser for us all, and I am dreading it because I've got no idea. Let's get questions and some answers now with Give Me the Question. Round 1. Groaners live. You're clearly ready. Groaner at home. You must be ready because you're listening to this now. Your answer is chicken tikka masala. Your questions are A. What curry dish was created in the northern Punjabi region of India? B. What curry dish was actually... Start that again. B. What curry dish was actually created by Mongolia but gifted to India in the 13th century? Or C. What curry dish was created in Glasgow, Scotland? Go Groaners live. Give me your questions, please. Groaner at home, you know what to do. We have C coming in across the board. A mountain of C's as soon as I gave the questions there. Okay, that's enough for that one. Moving on. Round 2. Your answer is kohlrabi. That's Kohlrabi. Your questions are A. What was the surname of a well-known Turkish comedian who passed away recently from lung complications? B. What vegetable is grown in the UK from July to November? Or C. What was one of the names of the Kardashians who kept up an attack on the space station in Star Trek Deep Space Nine? That's Kardashians, not Kardashians. They're two different things. One's a rich family, others are aliens. Oh, we have B's coming in there, Groaners. Groaner at home, what did you go for? We have A's coming in. More B's. More B's. There's an A. I think we're going to kind of split there, Groaners. Okay. Moving on. Round number 3. Your answer is Bernard Manning's. Your questions are A. Who was the removed cousin, due to legal matters, of Bernard Matthews, who was famous for poultry products? B. Who was one of the 10th Doctor's sidekicks in Doctor Who? Or C. Who was the popular 60s 70s comedian who referred to himself as Uncle Bernard for all his fans? Go Groaners live, answers please. Questions please I should say. Groaner at home, give me your questions. We have C's flying in there and B's. Ooh, the audience is undecided. The Groaners have undecided. Oh, split again. That's it for this game, but your questions will be paired up to the answer later on. We must now ask another question in the form of why or why. We all travel in some shape or form in this day and age. Planes, trains, cars, etc. So why don't we value why don't some people value someone else's peace? You blast your music full blast so the next universe can hear it. Not everyone has the same music taste as you or want to hear swearing from a movie, especially if someone's got kids. These people have never heard of the invention known as headphones. Not using headphones to respect your surroundings, I just have to ask, why oh why? We now give the floor over to Kelly H for their groan. Yep, it's your time to shine with the audience groan. When you're in your uniform, I work as a veterinary nurse, and for some reason, people keep coming up to me in Morrison's asking if I work there. My uniform isn't even the colours of Morrison's, and my uniform doesn't have the shop name on the back. Stop it! Yes, Kelly, I wear a white shirt and have been stopped numerous times in different shops by the public, Marks and Spencer's for one, asking if I work there. If I did, surely I'd have a name badge. I feel your pain, Kelly. If you'd like to take part and contribute like Kelly did, you can on any of the following. You can drop a comment on any episode and it'll be added to the queue. Send an email in to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Find us on Discord under the Groan Zone, where as well as leaving groans etc, you can play along live at 8:30 PM Greenwich Mean Time. Find myself, that's Mr. E Groaner, or NICOLE'S on Facebook Messenger. You can even join us on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast. Drop us some comments on the platform you listen to, as well as dropping us some love, as it does help. I realize I've said that twice, but it can't be said enough. Please, could we at Groan Zone headquarters ask if you could give us a follow too on Podbean or YouTube, as it really does help. Your contributions are always welcome, Groaners. We hit up another game now with Don't Quote Me on That. Groaners playing live, I'll read out the quotes, and after I say the facts, I'll then let you guess. Groaners at home, I'll let you call out as soon as I've played the sound clips per round. 3 rounds, here we go. Round 1.
You go. Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Movie fact 1. The movie was set in 1861. Movie fact 2. At the 12th Academy Awards in 1940, it won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. Movie fact 3. The film was released in 1939 and generated a box office just shy of $190 million. Groaners Live, give me your answers please. Or guesses I should say. Groaner at home, call them out as and when you're ready. Someone's put Casablanca, that's a good guess. Everyone playing along live now is stumped. That's the only guess I've had. I'm going to give you a couple more guesses, Groaners, and then I'm moving on. It's just a couple more seconds, not a couple more guesses. Nope, no more are coming up. Moving on. Round number 2.
See you at the party, Richter!
Movie fact number 1. At the time of its filming in 1990, the film was the second most expensive film in history after Rambo 3 was made in 1988. Movie fact number 2. The film was filmed in Mexico City because of its futuristic architecture. And movie fact number 3. The film lets the viewer decide if at the end it all really happened or was it just a dream. Groaners Live, guesses please. Groaner at home, you've already probably called out your answer. You might get it right. Guesses please, Groaners. What do you think it is? If you haven't guessed in a little while, we will move on. I'll give you a couple of seconds, Groaners. What's your guesses for this movie? For number 2. Nah, they're stumped. Okay, moving on. Oh, no, I've got a guess coming in. Sorry, didn't see that. Guess coming in. It's the same one who put up Casablanca. They're typing. What you got? What you got, Groaner? What you typing there? Come on. Never-ending Story? It's not right. It's a good guess, but it's not right. I'm borrowing that line off a game show. Sorry. Moving on. Round number 3.
Come on, you if you wanna live forever!
And I'll tell you immediately, it is not Planet of the Apes. That'd be too obvious. So I'll say that right now. Movie fact number 1. The film was directed by the same director of RoboCop and the film from round number 2. Movie fact number 2. Casper Van Dien played the lead protagonist, Johnny Rico. And movie fact number 3. Upon original release, the movie tanked at the box office, but over time it has been re-evaluated and has become a cult classic. Go Groaners Live, guesses please. Those at home, you may have already called out your answer. You'll find out later if you got it right or not. Ooh, a couple of people typing here. What guesses we're going to have? What we got? Someone's wrote Starship Troopers. That's a good guess. Okay. Someone's put Captain Scarlet. I don't know if that was ever made into a movie. I'm sorry. I know it was a puppet show from the 60s. Someone's put Thunderbirds. Are you talking the TV show or the movie? Because I know it was both. Someone else has put Starship Troopers. Someone's put Star Trek. Oh, how are you taking the mick? Okay, that's it. The answers will come later on, Groaners. See how your movie knowledge is. We are adding more creepy into the mix with a dash of, well, that's creepy. In 2013, a 22-year-old woman by the name of Elisa Lam was on vacation in America. Her death happened in a Los Angeles hotel and was cloaked in mystery. To add further creepiness to it, the circumstances leading up to her death include missing time in the lift or elevator footage. Her body was also found in the hotel's water tower, and no one knew how it got there. If you've seen the video, something seems off about it all, including her behaviour, and it certainly factors in to be addressed as well. That's creepy. Got goosebumps even thinking about that one. It's upon us once more, Groaners. We now name our Zero of the Week. Charities have lots of trustworthy workers, or volunteers, or people who set up charities for the greater good, and then there are those who think that charity is a personal piggy bank for themselves to dip into when times are hard, or just when they're too lazy to save. A woman has been accused of stealing £48,000 from her own charity to pay for Sky TV, Next, which is a clothing brand in the UK, Tesco, which is a shop in the UK, and Postcode Lottery, which is a sort of door gambling service where if you get your postcode read out or selected, you win loads of money. I'm not going to go into details, but the charity is called Seek Youth UK. To do this is just low and goes without saying that she is an ultimate zero of the week, and quite possibly for all time. That's if she's found guilty. Come on, if you run a charity, anybody, don't dip into it, come on. Just before our final game, we shall now delve into all the game answers, starting with, what the hell is this? I must apologise, Groaners. I don't think the picture appeared on Podbean, but it was uploaded to Facebook and Discord. The document was called the VE Day Instrument of Surrender. Well done if you know your history and got that right. Don't quote me on that. Round 1. Your answer was Gone with the Wind. Round 2. Your answer was Total Recall, not the horrible version done by Colin Farrell. The classic by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Round 3. Your answer was Starship Troopers. I must admit, when I first saw it, I was like, oh god, it's horrible. And then I actually got it on VHS. Yeah, that's how long ago it was. And I thought, actually, it's pretty good. Give me the question. Round 1. Your answer was Chicken Tikka Masala. Your correct question was C. Which curry dish was created in Glasgow, Scotland? It was in the 1970s, and the chef added a creamy tomato sauce to chicken to make it more appetizing to customers. Round 2. Your answer was kohlrabi. Your correct question was B. What vegetable is grown in the UK from July to November? It's actually a vegetable in the cabbage family and has a mild sweet taste. Round 3. Your answer was Bernard Manning's. Your correct question was C. Who was the popular 60s-70s comedian who referred to himself as Uncle Bernard for his fans? Although his views and comedy wouldn't fly these days due to outdated misogynistic and racist views, I prefer clean-cut stand-up myself like 80s Eddie Murphy. Classic. Talking nonsense. Round 1. Your nonsense was traffic lights. Round 2. Your nonsense was champion. And round 3. Your answer was troopers. This wraps up the game answers, and here's hoping you scored points and had fun, Groaners. All's not done yet though. Admin Nicole has a word puzzle up her sleeve with Admin Nicole's anagram anxiety. Your anagram is they see. Your clue is can't see without them. Well, glasses is out because there's no G there. You're on your own, Groaners. The answer will come next week. Speaking of next week, we shall see you then. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, I'll take that well out. As civilization grew, so too I can't speak this week.